Hey guys, what's good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with another day of Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ, one bite at a time. So I want to rewind back a few weeks, how we talked about when the two kingdoms divided, because again, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. So you've got, again, let me show you here. Remember the two kings right here. You got Jeroboam and you got Rehoboam, where the kingdom split into two, and you've got the northern kingdom with the 10 tribes. The Assyrians come in and wipe out the 10 tribes. You've got Rehoboam and the southern kingdom, which goes on, and then you got the Babylonians who come in and wipe out the southern kingdom. And so in this process, you remember how we talked about how, Israel said, we wanted a king, and the Lord's like, not a good idea, but they still wanted it. So you have the northern kingdom that goes 0 for 19 on righteous kings, and then you got the southern kingdom that goes 5 for 20 on righteous kings. So I feel like for a moment we do need to talk about these righteous kings. I want to give them some props because, again, we collectively go 5 for 39. That's less than 20% if you're keeping score there. But you've got 5 of them. Now, the 5 that are righteous, first of all, you got a guy by the name of Asa, all right? Now, again, I want to focus on just a couple of these today, and then there's a few others I want to focus on the rest of the week. But you got Asa. Now, you go to the Bible dictionary and you look up Asa, and it says he's the 3rd king of Judah. It talks about the history of his reign as told back in 1 Kings and 2 Chronicles. You're going to find a lot in Chronicles about the kings. We generally don't read Chronicles very much because that's exactly what it is. It's a history, but there's some cool things about them. For example, it says, we are told his heart was perfect all his days. That's pretty good. Raised an army to a state of efficiency, threw off the Egyptian yoke, rebuilt fortresses that had been destroyed. After this time, there's no invasion of Egypt for more than 250 years. So this guy's a good dude. Later on, it says, at a national assembly, he invited the people to make a covenant to seek Jehovah. Asa is a good king. The next good king is Jehoshaphat, which we need to bring that name back. Jehoshaphat, fantastic name. That's where you find the origin of the cartoon phrase, jumpin' Jehoshaphat, right? So you go to Jehoshaphat in the Bible dictionary. Not very much in there. It just says he's a king of Judah. Again, he's in the southern kingdom, in close alliance with the kings of Israel, so he's trying to keep peace there. But he is still a true worshiper of Jehovah and a religious reformer. That's awesome to be able to see that. So Jehoshaphat is a good dude. You go to another king right here. You go to Jotham. Now, there's not much about Jotham. This goes to 2 Chronicles 27, where it says he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, according to all that his father Uzziah did. Now, it could be argued that Uzziah could be added to our list. However, he's one of those kings like Saul, David, and Solomon who started off good, but the pride of his heart got to him at the end, and he ended up actually making unauthorized sacrifices in the temple, very similar to the way Saul did it. But what's cool about Jotham, you go to verse 6 of 2 Chronicles 27, it says, so Jotham became mighty because he prepared his ways before the Lord his God. And so that's kind of a cool little thing right there. So you see these 3 right here, Asa, Jehoshaphat, and Jotham, all great kings. Now you got 2 more who get much more press in the Old Testament. You have got Hezekiah, and then you have got Josiah. Now, the cool thing about this is in the Come Follow Me for this week, in the introduction, it gives a cool little thing about these 2, and we're going to talk more about them in detail the next couple days. And this is a little bit of a review of what we talked about yesterday, but it says, despite the prophet Elisha's impressive ministry, the spirituality of the northern kingdom of Israel kept declining. Wicked kings promoted idolatry, and war and apostasy abounded. Finally, the Assyrian Empire conquered and scattered the 10 tribes of Israel, which is what we mentioned yesterday. Meanwhile, the southern kingdom of Judah wasn't doing much better. Idolatry was also widespread there, but amid all of this spiritual decay, the spiritual accounts mention 2 righteous kings who, for a time, turned their people back to the Lord. One was Hezekiah, and it says the other one was Josiah in here. And so these are 2, as it says here, bright spots in Judah's otherwise dark history. So we're going to spend the next couple of days, we're going to spend tomorrow talking about Hezekiah, and the next day talking about Josiah, and you're going to hopefully gain a greater love for these 2 righteous kings. So anyway, hope that helps you. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sharing these messages. We're so grateful that you do that, and please go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at bombsocks.com. Godspeed, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.